Hey, everybody, welcome to the Natural Success Clinic. I'm your host and digital doula, Michelle Beauchard, the natural entrepreneur. And you are watching the show where we diagnose the factors that are needed for natural success for online entrepreneurs. So I love to help people develop online offers that are natural, easy, fun, authentic, and really driven by purpose. And so I'm so excited today because the purpose thing is super close to my heart. And the entrepreneur, the online entrepreneur that we have for you today is all about purpose-driven coaching. I'm going to introduce you to Alan Muellegger in just a few minutes here, but I'm going to introduce you to him first with some stats. So I'm going to pull up our little stat boards, just like always. What we do is we take a look at, who the entrepreneur is, what their story is, how they got there, why they do what they do. And then we hear a little bit from them about what their goals are for their success and what's holding them back. So we can take a look at how to help them. We look at how to structure tech and how to structure your online offer ecosystem. You'll hear that term here. How you structure your offer ecosystem to lay out a really great map for yourself on how to do. I see Alan's cursor floating around. He's in there somewhere. There he is. Hey, Alan. All right. So we are alive here. So I'm going to just go through and tell you about Alan's offer. So Alan is the founder of Purpose Driven Coaching. He's been coaching coaches the last 10 years. And he's been doing the last 20 months or so as a online coaching and business strategist. But he has literally been able to make his online offer work for him. He's a standalone online coach. He actually coaches coaches who are off social media, who want to be off social media. Right now for him, all of his business is manual. He is seeking to expand his clientele and scale up. So he's got goals as an entrepreneur he wants to reach. He typically works with difference makers. He doesn't, if you're working with someone, if you're working with products, that sort of thing, that's his specialty is difference makers. He wants to work with people whose coaching is going to be their full-time income and who brings significant impact to people's lives. So his superpowers are his ability to always find a way. And I can tell you that from personal experience. He has a unique perception of people. He can just instantly get you. And if any of you interacted with him before, you'll know what a pleasant soul he is. So really he works with part-time coaches who want to go full-time, right? And who have maybe those offers that are a little hard to describe. They are the service, they are the experience. They want maybe to teach people what they're doing so they can do it too. Coaches who don't want to use social media though, or really slimy sales tactics, they just want to be a straight up coach. And so, and bring some healing and expansion and their purpose to the world. So Alan has been doing this, and like many coaches, he's had a plethora of software. He'd been paying for Squarespace and Airtable and Typeform and Calendly and Mailgun. And he limits his socials. He basically has kind of like a social, Facebook social profile and an Instagram, not so much on the TikTok or LinkedIn. And so that's who we have. And I'm so excited. I'm going to bring him on here and we'll say, hi, Alan. Are you there? I'm so excited.
What up?
What up? What up? How's it?
So good. I'm super excited to be here. I'm really happy. I was watching you go through all my stuff. It's like, man, I forgot I've been doing this for as long as I've been doing it for. You don't notice it as time goes on.
I know. I saw your little cursor floating around there. That was pretty funny.
I was following you around.
I know, right? Okay, so I'm stoked to have you here today because you have like a real solid background. You've been doing this a lot more, way since before times in the pandemic. And so I know this group has a lot of coaches in it, a lot of coaches who are trying to make it their full-time gig, and you've done that. So I love that you're here as a model for them today. You've made that transition, and you've done it largely without social media. And then you love to help people do that because, black hole social media, right? So can you just, as we get into things here, going to just start with, tell us about yourself. Tell who you are, where you live. You're in Dallas, Texas, but how did you become a coach? What do you love about it? Like, tell us why you do what you do.
Yeah, so I'm in Austin, Texas, so in the heart of Texas here, and I started coaching. Oh my gosh! Well, I'll start kind of like the start of this whole thing. So 10 years ago, I started working for a company called Cutco, and I don't know if anybody here knows Cutco, but it's the knives thing, and you basically are selling knives door to door. And I was doing that job for a few years and I really loved it. I loved the unlimited like ability to make whatever you wanted to make, to have that unlimited possibility in life. But the part that really hooked me was the management, was being able to not just, you know, sell the product, but to be able to coach people and to help them move forward. And I didn't know it, but that was like the budding of my coaching career. And there was this one year where I ran two offices in a row. So it was an office in 2016, office in 2017, and I'm trying to get people to sell knives, trying to help them be successful. It's not working out so well. And so I started to do my first real deep dive into personal development. I went to my first Tony Robbins event in 2017, and it just blew me open. It was like, whoa, this is what's possible. In 2018, my office ended up being the number one office in the nation in the category that we were in. And it was all because I really honed in on this mindset piece, this emotional piece of, wow, I'm finding out that when people are going after real world stuff in their lives, there are points that are very uncomfortable. And like example, in the knife selling space, it was making phone calls was very uncomfortable for 18-year-olds. And I noticed, wow, when the people are super uncomfortable, I can see everything about their limiting beliefs, what's stopping them, what's holding them back. And if I can work on that stuff, then I can have massive success. And we did. So I got this taste of this speaking and coaching kind of thing from a sales gig. And I I ended up leaving that company because I was working, from 7 a.m. in the morning until 9 p.m. at night, 7 days a week, no breaks. It was way too much. But I knew I loved the coaching bit. So over the next few years, I was doing contract mindset work. I didn't know what to call myself. All I knew is that when people came into space with me, they came in feeling like crap and then they left feeling great. And I'm like, I don't know how to articulate that. I don't know how to say what it is I do in that sense. So let me just be a mindset coach in other coaches' businesses. So I was doing contract work in other people's businesses if they need mindset, emotional work, until finally in 2021, I believe it was, 2021, I started to get the bug of like, I was in a coaching company. I've been coaching now for a few years. And I was like, man, I'm not liking the way they're doing things. And I'm not liking the fact that in this company, it seems like 85% of the clientele isn't getting any better results over time. And that's really starting to frustrate me. And I started to ask myself the question, why? Why aren't people getting any better? Why are these people coming with the same questions week over week over week and not making massive success using social media? Because this company, what they did is they helped people build their businesses using social media. And I found out that for myself, I was like, I think it was through my own personal journey. I'm giving you the short version here. I was like, I don't think this company understands who they are, why they're here, and how they're meant to bring that to the world. Or in other words, those are my three definitions for the word purpose: to find purpose, knowing who we are, why we're here, and how we're meant to bring that to the world. And I started to ask myself, do I know who I am, why I'm here, and how I'm meant to bring it to the world? And as I got really hungry for those three answers and starting to building my own method, strategy, process around that, the tension of me being inside of this company that did not have those three things on lock, it really got me to the point where I was like, I need to get the heck out of here. And so I jumped ship, decided to go full time into my own coaching company. And thankfully, because of the reputation I built in the space, I was doing well in the beginning, but here's the part where it started to be about social media versus not social media. The initial bump of clients I got was great because people knew me, they understood my reputation, they knew I was good at what I did, they wanted to work with me as a result of my reputation. But it started to wear off. Those people started to fall away. And so then the next thing that naturally I was going to do was, let's go hard on social media. So I started posting 7, 8, 9 times a week in multiple platforms, multiple mediums, video, posting, stories, everywhere, as much as I could. And it was giving me nothing. And I was doing it more consistent. Like I'm Mr. Consistency. Like you tell me to do something, I'm like, great, I'm gonna do it 5 times more than everybody else because that's just how it goes. And it wasn't working. And so I was like, man, what the heck do I do? And out of pure desperation, trial and error, I ended up establishing a system, a way for myself to go from what was at that time no income to now a sustainable full-time income, but then also beginning to teach other people to do it the same. And of course, like I use social media, but it's not a necessity with the method that I use. And that's kind of how what I help people with now is those same people who they have this drive, this passion
Right.
to want to go coach, but they can't find the way to get clients consistently.
I am so excited because there's going to be so many people who benefit from you today. I see Wendy watching. Hi, Wendy, Valerie, Faye, Stephen. Thanks for being here and for watching the show. I hope you guys get something out of this today because Alan is going to bring it. He always brings it. But I want to know, like, just straight up before we even start, out of one, why don't you guys drop a comment out of 1 out of 10? So, you know, 1 is no problem at all. 10 is like, oh my gosh, this is my worst problem. How hard is it for you to get clients right now? Seriously, real talk. Is this something you want to learn out? Because Alan's got some solutions for you. So I'm just so excited to introduce you guys to his offer. And then we'll talk tech and support and how you know, because even coaches who don't want to be online still need that kind of thing. So we'll do that too. Now, I've got a tree auger going outside. Can you hear that, Alan? Okay, good.
Yeah.
I love the Zoom filter. It's okay. So you told us that's pretty amazing story. And to go from like a big coaching organization out on your own and making it on your own is a real story. But so just tell me though a little bit more about what gets your feet on the ground every morning. What do you love? What is it about this job? What is it about the coaching that lights you up? What drives you to do this? Why are you doing purpose-driven coaching? What's your why?
Yeah, it's a great question. And I thought of like some fancy answers for this, and I'm like, no, I'm going to throw out the fancy answers and just give you just like straightforward. What gets me out of bed, what gets me excited to do this is just like seeing the way people transform when they start to follow their heart. I think we're in a world right now where a lot of people really are desperately looking at the system that they've been handed or the life they've been handed and like, man, this isn't it. This isn't this life that I've created was built by this thing, not by this thing. And I really want to build it by this thing and I'll do whatever it freaking takes. And for me, like because yes, like I help people get leads and I help them in their coaching business, but the truth is, and I'm sure that many people watching can identify with this, having a business that is aligned or connected with why you're on this planet is a spiritual, emotional roller coaster. It's insane because we're constantly being molded, shaped to be able to give that gift to the world. And so for me to be able to help people in those moments, in those deep, dark, intense moments, or even their greatest celebrations, whatever it is, in that journey of understanding who they are, why they're here, and how they're meant to bring that to the world, and watching them expand, that to me it's like I want more people to follow their heart. And that's the thing that gets me out of bed every morning.
Too. So okay, so drop the comments, guys. You guys are all coaches. Well, there's a lot of coaches here. All y'all are coaches out there. So tell me in the comments your passion, your purpose, your reason, raison d'être, as the French say. You know what is your purpose here? Tell Alan so he knows. And we're going to get into Alan's offer ecosystem right now and talk. But before you do, I'm just going to give a little, sort of the quick and dirty about, online offers are not just about jumping in a Zoom room and, serving, although that is part of an online offer. When I talk about an online offer ecosystem, I'm talking about the whole picture. I'm talking about just like, you need soil and a plant and insects and everything to make an ecosystem work. You need your Costco sample freebies, you need your low ticket, your high ticket, your elite ticket, and they all need to work together with your tech to not drive you insane and not give you a death by 1,000 software cuts, but to function, to be able to support you so you can focus on what you love and leave the rest to tech automation. So we're gonna talk a little bit more about that in a bit, but I'm gonna pull up Alan's summary here, because we just did a little bit of it, and then you can kind of see. So I'm so excited about this because he's got some cool stuff for you. So Alan, when you are working with folks, I'm just going to zoom in here and shut down that part so I can expand it. Oop, that's too far. Here we go. Okay, so let's talk about before we, oops, I didn't even fix this part here. This is Alan's business offer here. Just a second, let me fix that. So we all know. Because I'll post this so you guys can see it, so you don't have to like scroll through this whole thing. Alan Muellegger. Okay. All right. So when people start with you, Alan, you're part-time coaches, you're feeling frustrated. So we talked a little bit about this yesterday. Frustrated that their potential is capped. When they know they're meant for more, and they feel like it keeps passing them by. They're stuck because they don't like the advice to use like you did, like advice to use socials or, like traditional news, like email tactics. That's where they don't want to be slimy and manipulative salesmen. They got like resistance because they've either had bad experiences or they're afraid of being perceived that way. They have resistance to selling their own offers. And yeah, that basically doing the business doesn't align with their values as a coach. And so they're kind of like at this cognitive dissonance thing. And then therefore they're struggling to attract good clients. And so they don't like all the ways they're told to do it. So you have a solution for this. And when they're done with you, how do they feel? You want to, I mean, it's there for people to read, but tell me some of the results that you've had with your clients in terms of how they feel about things after they work with you.
Yeah, most common feedback I've got on like the more emotional side of things is like I feel like I'm an original, not a copy of somebody else. The other thing that I hear often is I feel like I'm the master of my emotions versus my emotions mastering me. Because again, it's a lot of this ups and downs, and it's like what I'm really teaching people is like, hey, when this happens, how do we handle it? But most importantly, I think what people really experience, what I've in feedback that I've heard is they feel like they are, and I'll do a quick differentiating on these two terms. They feel like they are on purpose. And for me, like when somebody says, as an example, I have found my purpose, I'm sorry to say, I'm a firm believer that that's actually totally BS. And for the reason I say that is because I believe that our purposes are always changing. Like right now, Michelle, you are my purpose. The people watching this are my purpose. I'm in this right now with you guys 100%. So, but purpose, I believe, is not a statement or a mission statement. I believe it's an energy, a thing that we access that we're on. It's like, are you on or are you off? Are you in flow or are you disconnected? And so to me, the number one thing I hear is like, I feel like I'm on purpose. I'm connected. I'm ready to go. I'm excited. I know what my goals are. I know where I'm headed. I know how to get there. There's just a ton of clarity. And to me, when I see someone with clarity, it gets me excited because then we just set them on their way and they go do their thing. You're muted. You're muted.
That's so awesome, I said. And we're going to get into it here, taking a look at Alan's offers ecosystem. But what we do here in Natural Success Clinic is we take a look at whether you have a real strong why. You can tell Alan's got a strong why. Like this is something that he's passionate about. He loves seeing people light up. He's lit so many people I know up. It's awesome. So, his why is strong. His offer is clear. We'll talk about that. But you want to have a clear offer. You want to have authentic marketing. You want to have consistent sales, and you want to have over deliver. You want to be impeccable in your delivery and over serving someone so that you create these raving fans that come back and back again. So we take a look at how all of those things work, and you'll see this triangle here. And what this is like the different levels to your offer ecosystem. Some people call it a value chain, client journey, different words. I use offer ecosystem because I'm a nature nut and because I'm a eco geek. And I see Alicia and Amos. Hi, Amos, and John and Zach and Rosemary. Thanks for joining us. We're gonna go through Alan's Costco samples, low tickets, signature offer, and elite, just to tell you all about them. And then we're gonna talk a little bit about the tech. And then we'll kind of leave it off there, and then that'll be the end of the show here. But that doesn't have to be the end of the show, or for you, if you found that you're in the same position that Alan is, or if Alan's helping you, you can join us over in Natural Entrepreneur, my Facebook group, because we'll be doing an after party prescription coaching conversation about the specific things we come up here as the best things that are most needed for his natural success. So let's start, Alan, with talking about your offer ecosystem. What do you do when people want just to they like Alan who and you want to go, here's a little hors d'oeuvre. What do you have free online events, consults? Tell us about the things that you do to engage people in a free way.
Yeah. So when I'm trying to do in the free spaces and when people want to know and want to get to know me more and be in space with me, primarily is bringing them to online events with me because I want to be able to give them as much value as I can. And the outcome of those online events is I want to solve a significant problem in their world so they can move on to the next one. And so example is like right now, big one that I move people into is how to get 10 online clients without using social media or sales tactics or slimy sales tactics is like the one that's going on right now. But
So when
it's
is that?
and that's going to be, so yeah, the next one I'm running is actually tomorrow. It's a 3 day
Oh,
training. Yep, it's
okay.
tomorrow. It's tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. It's a 3 day training, 1 hour each day, and we cover the mindset piece, the actual raw strategy, and then how to go and execute it for everybody's individual business. So that's happening for the next 3 days, starting tomorrow, 5 p.m. to 5:45 p.m. Central Time for the next 3 days. But so it's mainly events and then occasionally one-on-one consults. So it's like if someone knows of me and they have a question, they say, "Hey, I heard you did this. Can we get on a call?" Absolutely. But those are really honestly the two big ways because as much as I've been doing this for a long time, running the actual online business portion, I'm only 20 months in. I'm fairly new in the ecosystem side of things. So it's
Right.
a lot of manual me doing the thing for people. I'm not very leveraged yet.
Right, right. And I'm working with Alan on doing that, like and leveraging his time. So when you're in your free Costco sample zone, online does have the advantage of you not having to be there because you can do on demand. And so I think, Alan, you're looking at putting together a couple little mini courses. If you have specific topics that you would be interested, I'm sure he'd be open to creating something around that. So if there's something as a coach you'd like to see as a little snippet mini course here after you hear what he has to say, don't hesitate to drop in the comments. Okay, so those are some of your, and so you've got this one tomorrow, guys. You need to jump on that because I've been through Alan's sales training process and it's really, really good, especially for those really hard to describe intangible offers. That's sort of who you tell us more about who why you designed it's different. It's not your
Yeah.
typical sale. I've taken multiple sales trainings and this one's really different.
Yeah, it's really the whole intention of the service conversion method, which is the method that I teach in that training, is you're consistently serving whomever is in front of you, solving multiple of their problems in different formats with increasing intimacy. And how this helps someone who it works best with, I have found, are people who have quote unquote emotion based or intangible energy work, whatever that is you want to call it, style offers. Like if someone's a relationships coach or breath work or somatics or something of that nature, a lot of the times those offers are really difficult to describe online as to why they work or why they're important.
Even
Like
NLP can be hard, like even as common as that is, right?
yes, absolutely. And it's like unless you know what NLP is, it's very hard for someone to care about NLP. So it's like the question I was constantly asking myself, because in the beginning, my offer was largely intangible. It was like, how the heck do I get people to care about what I do enough that they want to work with me? And
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, well, so guys, if you're having this problem, put a, hashtag hell yes in the comments, and because we feel your pain, and Alan has crafted something specifically about that. Okay, so we've talked about the free offers and you do the workshops, but then you're building an on-demand service conversion mini course, and you've got some online events, and you're putting together a subscription community. So this is like not on socials, but this is a paid subscription community where people can
Yes.
access you more. But tell me more about your main bread and butter, your signature offer with the 4 months. This is something that you've been doing a long time. You're Align and Energize. Tell me about that?
Yeah, so this is for the Align and Energize. I found is that when someone goes to start their coaching business, so they want to get into like purpose-driven entrepreneurship, they want to be an entrepreneur with the skill set that they were born on this planet to go take to the world. Sometimes, and I mean this with all the love and the care in the world, they're not ready for entrepreneurship at that level just yet. It's like they're like, oh, I didn't realize how hard this was going to be, or oh, I didn't know how much of this was going to take from me. Oh, I didn't know I had to be that vulnerable or that authentic. And so Align and Energize, it's the process of being like, hey, if right now, if entrepreneurship isn't working just yet, it's like the 4 month program is designed to say, where are the areas that are misaligned and are keeping your energy super low? Where are you being inauthentic? Where is there inauthenticity in your world? And then how do we clear all that out so that you're on fire to the point where it's like you don't know where you're getting all the energy from. You don't know how excited you're just blowing up. Like the kind of thing where you get out of bed, the alarm goes off, and you shoot out of bed, and you're like, "Wow, I'm excited to
Woo!
go." it's like that you mentioned, like that kind of drive that I have. It's because there's so much connection to those three elements I mentioned: who I am, why I'm here, how I'm meant to bring it to the world. And because of that depth of connection, I'm freaking on, right? It's like, and so the idea of that 4 month program is to give them those three elements with crystal insane clarity. So is there business coaching in that space? Yes, there is, but I'd say it's like 80-20. It's 80 on the emotions and spiritual work, and then 20 into the actual, let's start making a business.
Okay, cool. Well, and that's really important because sometimes we, I've seen lots of people, I did in, like in the before times, you jump and then you jump in trying to do something and you're like, okay, well, I'll figure it out as I go. And you just don't know maybe what it'll bring up for you. Why, because entrepreneurship is a spiritual, personal development experience, no matter which way you cut it or what your flavor of, you know, packaging is on that. It really challenges you because it's, you're the product, right? Hey John, hey Joey, hey Ariel, nice to see you. Michelle, thanks for being here, guys. So if you are relating to any of this, drop a comment on how it is for you. But let's hear more from Alan about, so once folks get that 4 months of kind of rounding out, okay, I need this bumped up, I need to tone that down, I need to figure out what drives me and get really excited, and then figure out what's missing so that I can be ready to be an entrepreneur. You do have a, okay, now I'm going to be with you all the way through mentorship program. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's the top one you see there is the one-on-one, that's the 10-month program. So the whole point of the 10-month program is to get you to a full-time coaching business by the time we're done. It's like, hey, in this 10 months, do we have a business that has replaced your full-time income? You could quit everything and this could be your main thing. That's the goal of the 10-month program.
That is the deal, right? Like that's why we're here. So when Alan and I started going through his offer ecosystem, we kind of like were identifying some things. So with our S3 tech, and Zach's here in the crowd. Hey, Zach. We're going to build him the course platforms for the free stuff, including the funnels to do that. And then for his subscription community, we're going to be doing a paid community. This is much like, and all of this is done in the one software, a CRM, and it's beautiful because anywhere that someone comes in and finds Alan and connects, whether it's a download or it's an online event registration, or they're taking the course, the service conversion mini course, all of those contacts all go into the database, and we know exactly where they came in, what they took, how, and what they need next. So the paid community is definitely like, looks almost exactly like school, functions exactly like school, has even the gamification. So with paid community subscription, we're going to be creating for him. And then of course, event funnels and registrations with automations that take care of you. So like, what were you doing before and how painful was it, Alan? For
Sending
you
everybody emails individually one at a time.
no, oh my gosh, I'm typing your name, but I'm thinking event funnels. Yeah, so we do all the automations to instant confirmations, all the Calendly things, yes, but all the things too, like instant confirmations. They get their Zoom links, you can upgrade them to VIP and let them pay, you can send them bonus gifts and packages and let have them sign into your Facebook community. So we've got funnels that are designed to make all that happen around your event, so you get the most out of the traffic flow. So because like once you've spent the energy to say, hey, I'm putting on an event, you want to nurture those clients, you want to bring them in to where you are, and instead of just having them flow by you on Instagram or LinkedIn or whatever, you want to collect them into a space that you can nurture and grow them. And I know you're big on helping people until they don't need help. So, and then for your signature offer, this actually didn't need a huge amount of tech because you do a lot of that. Tell us, is that group or is that live? And you do that on Zoom, right?
Yeah, so currently it's hybrid, meaning it's both one-on-one coaching and a group program. So it's very high touch. So like I'm kind of a no BS person when it comes to working through these things, and I know that for me, I've just noticed so far that for me to help people get the best results, I want to be in their world with them in the trenches as much as I possibly can.
So they've got curriculum on demand.
Yeah.
We'll have a space for that. And then the one-to-one is just a really a careful space that you cultivate with each client individually. How often a day, like a week, do you meet with them when you're in your one-to-one program?
Yeah, so this is they get the same things they get in the 4 month, where if there's the group calls, there's also the one-on-one interaction, but they also get 24/7 WhatsApp access to me. So as an example, like if our one-on-one call is on Wednesdays, and excuse my French, but shit goes down on Friday. Like for something happens on Friday and you're just
Especially on
like,
full moons.
yeah, exactly. What happens a lot of times is people will hold on to that problem, that thing, that whatever, all the way until the coaching call. And so they were spending Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then finally Wednesday just holding on to something that was really hard for them. And so what I include in there is like, hey, if you got something that happens and you need some help, you need support, I'll reach out to you and I'll literally coach you verbally within 24 hours. So it's even a higher level of touch point with that one.
Okay, and one of the things I'm excited about for this is that with our CRM, we can set it up so you basically you don't have to go to LinkedIn and Instagram and do all the things and be all the places and sign in all the passwords and remember where the hell they are. You can go into your CRM and automatically generate and push out to all of your socials all at once. And then when people respond, collect all the conversations into one place. And it makes it so much easier to track. And we can integrate WhatsApp. Look at us. Yeah, superstar. Woohoo, I feel so special. Okay, so you guys, we're really, really excited here. Okay, so I'm going to give Alan a star for the why and a star because his offer is super, super simple, just straightforward, nothing but goodness. And yeah, and he's got these events and stuff coming up, so he's doing it like a pro. I think you dropped the link there to the how to get 10 online clients without using social media or slimy sales tactics. That's tomorrow, you guys, so make sure you go there. Now marketing, we didn't talk about that yet. When you are marketing, then have you been largely referral based? What have you been doing if you haven't traditionally used social media?
Yeah, so a lot of it's either going to be through referrals. I do get a lot of referrals, but also it's through like personal connections, being able to speak, being able to serve in other people's spaces as much as I can. And there's never an intention to go and grab clients from people's communities. Like, hey, do you have a need in your community for this particular thing? So it can be that, it can be, but even for my workshops or in-person events that I run, there's a lot of just like creating a database of all these people that I reach out to. And I'm like, hey, do you have a need for this? Do you have a need for this? Do you have a need for this? So I'd say marketing wise, it's only recently that I've been able to start like marketing because
Right.
I have like a tangible thing. But before, when it was all emotional, it was like, hey, I can help you feel happier. Do you want to come into a call with me?
Well,
like
and I love that for you because when we build your pipeline, when I saw your eyes light up, we did the pipeline and you're like, oh, I can track, which leads at which stage and I can, and some of that can be automated. So if I move them, that can already be sent. This email can be sent or that email can send the admin work of the coaching shouldn't be more work than the coaching. Right?
No,
And
and
so
what I greatly appreciate about the service that you provide is like for me, service is my bread and butter. It's what I care about. The question I'm always asking is how can I serve people at this level? How can I serve people at this level? Not how can I gatekeep people at this level? How can I serve them at this level?
right.
And it's like with all of your tech solutions that you've provided so far and are continuing to provide, it just allows my mind to really tap into what I'm good at. It's like serve, serve, serve. Hey, I don't have to worry about all the funnels. I don't have to worry about the emails. I don't have to worry about the tech. How can I serve them? How can I over deliver in this space? And it's like, it's a huge testament to the work that we've done together.
Aw, yeah. Okay, so the marketing though, I think you have covered in terms of your lead generation and sales are not going to be a problem because you'd be doing more and more volume with more and more events, serving more and more people, and the more you serve, the more word of mouth.
Yes.
That's primary. Your sales, you have obviously down pat. I'd say actually the delivery and the tech and not delivery in the sense of the delivery of your service, but just facilitating the administrative aspects of the delivery. So like even something as simple as your onboarding process for your coaching contract, if you had to like pull up the Word document, edit the document, and then send it to the client. No, we're going to create it so that you can we have a template. It automatically populates after the sale, and then it generates the DocuSign that goes to them. They sign it and you're done. You didn't have to do anything. It's all just happens. And so that's the delivery. I think that's sort of the focus if there was a strengthening area that we can boost your natural success, that it's actually the administrative and tech end that we love to do. Yes. So I'm so excited, you guys, because Alan's going to be joining us after the show here in the Natural Entrepreneur community. We're going to talk more about those tech solutions. So if you want, don't hesitate to jump on over. It's Natural Entrepreneur. I don't have Apple, so I don't have those cool, even he's got all the gestures.
I'm always making sure I'm just keeping people on their toes. It's like, I really want to make sure that everybody, if they're watching, I want to make sure that just nobody has a rainy day. I want to make sure everyone's just always feeling happy, that life is just totally good, that they just feel like life's a fireworks show for them.
Okay, well, I see Diana also joined us. Diana, make sure you come on over to Natural Entrepreneur. I'll drop the links in the comments as well. Alan, I'm going to let you go and get ready. And if you have questions for Alan and about, how about this event that he has tomorrow, about how to get the 10 online clients without using social media, pop that link or pop the question in. I'm sure he'll be able to manage to answer you back, and we will catch him in the Natural Entrepreneur. So I'm going to say bye to you now and talk with you in a few. All right. So, you guys, I'm really, really excited because the Natural Success Clinic has been going really, really well. And I love doing these offer ecosystem assessments because people sometimes just need a roadmap. They just need a snapshot assessment of, where they're at, what tools they're using. Is it the most cost-effective way to do it? Are you spending too much on too many different bloody subscriptions? Can you collapse it into one simple software? Can you automate some things that would take the time that you would be spending with clients and put it back into your coaching? Like take it away from the administrative tasks and put it back into your clients so you can serve them better. So I do these offer ecosystem assessments, but I do them privately. We do them here on the show, but I do them privately, and I would love to help you with yours, to give you a one-time snapshot of, where the opportunities are to save money for your existing tech, how to better improve if you do want to do socials, but you don't want to spend time on it. Get the system working for you to do that for you, even if it's sort of generic faceless content. We can generate a lot of that stuff and put that out for you, drip campaign it, and it's happening, it's consistent, you don't have to worry about it, and it's done. So we can take care of that for you, and we can do all sorts of neat things like develop you affiliate programs or coupons or have event funnels and capture all the people so that you could easily say, hey, the person who attended my workshop 2 months ago, it's time to send them an email. So I'm going to pull everybody up and click of a button, send them all an email, and talk about your next event. So there's so many good things. I'd love to tease out and find out what specifically your business, what would be natural for you. Not everybody wants to be a podcaster. Not everybody wants to write blogs. Not everybody wants to be on socials, but you can still use the tech and use an assessment to kind of figure out, okay, well, where could I go from here? How can I reach the next level? Where can we expand and also improve our service? And I know how many of you, Amos has created an amazing environment here where it's very service-based. And I know how dedicated all of you are to your coaching clients. So if you want to come and have a snapshot assessment of your low, medium, high ticket offers, where you could be saving money, where you could be improving your service, where you could be doubling down on improving things for your client, please do book a private offer ecosystem assessment with me. You can do that on my website, naturalentrepreneur.ca. I'll drop the links in the comments. And I would love to have you. And if you want to win a spot to be here with me on the show, I run a Pitch Perfect. I've been running a Pitch Perfect contest, marketing statement contest for a couple months now. And you just come into the Natural Entrepreneur, enter the video about your marketing statement. Like I help, this target audience with that problem, you know, doing this thing. And the person at the end of the month, we go, the person whose offers marketing statement matched their business the best, we vote whose was the cleverest, whose was the most accurate, who was the best, and the winner wins a spot here on Natural Success Clinic. So come on over, try that out, and yeah, we would love to see you in the after party coaching right here next, coming up top of the hour, 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Eastern, and we'll talk a little bit more about those tech solutions that you can employ in your business. So remember, when you're a natural entrepreneur, you are a natural success. And I will see you next week. We have an amazing show next week with Stephen Marie of Redesign Empire. So looking forward to seeing you guys then. Talk with you soon. Love you. Bye.